This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, could we see more icebergs floating past Dunedin in the future? The changing face of the Antarctic goes under the spotlight in Dunedin. Queenstown residents voiced their frustration at the lack of affordable housing in the town. And more money for Otago schools. We tell you which ones are about to receive a multi-million-dollar boost. Good evening, I'm Callum Proctor. Changes to the Ross Ice Shelf are on the agenda at the New Zealand Antarctic Science Conference in Dunedin this week. And while icebergs are not set to return to the Dunedin coast, there is plenty going on in the Antarctic Wild West. Roselle LeBone has more.
Microbiologists and other guests speaking at the New Zealand Antarctic Science Conference last night showed how the very DNA of the continent is already shifting.
That ice that was dragging along the sea floor and feeling a little bit of resistance, what happens? That resistance is gone.
Now it's up to a team of international researchers to probe uncharted territory before Antarctica is lost forever. As Antarctica drives the Earth's climate and ocean circulation, changes to it are felt around the world. Geophysicist Professor Christina Holb is one of the research team exploring the Ross Ice Shelf. In October, the team will travel 350 kilometres from Scott Base and set up camp on the shelf. They will use hot water drilling to probe under the ice and collect samples. The drilling of the Ross Ice and Ross Sea, some of the least sampled domain on the planet, is critical for predicting the future impact of climate change.
I think it is a brave new frontier. It's a place that people have been going to in small teams for a long time, but it's really remote. It's far away. It's hard to get all the stuff that you need to do this kind of work.
Holb says it is unlikely a piece of ice as large as the Spain-sized Ross Ice Shelf could reach New Zealand, but that doesn't mean other ice breaking off wouldn't have catastrophic consequences.
Icebergs break off the front of the ice shelf, and every once in a while one of those big icebergs does make it up here.
And the impact would hit those living in seaside suburbs.
Here in Dunedin, it's not that the ocean is going to overrun us so much as it's going to come up from below. And so even small changes in sea level can have a big impact on a coastal community. How soon do we have to get ready? How fast do we have to get ready? What's South Dunedin's future like? Is it something that we need, say, 50 years to plan for? Or do we have 150? Those are very different futures.
Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
One person is dead and 10 others injured following a crash near Roxburgh this afternoon. The crash involved a small tourist bus and a four-wheel drive vehicle. Emergency services, including 2 rescue helicopters and 2 ambulances, arrived at State Highway 8 shortly before 2 this afternoon. Senior Sergeant Ian Kirisk says one person is confirmed dead after the accident.
We have multiple injuries. At this point we believe we have one person deceased. So obviously you can see it's a busy time for us. All our services are here. Our biggest issue at the moment is making sure everybody's safe, getting the injured away, looking after the person that's died. So that's about all I can tell you at the moment.
What kind of bus and transport?
It's a passenger bus, is all I can say at the moment.
A St John spokesman says 2 people with serious injuries and 1 with moderate injuries were being taken to Dunedin Hospital by helicopter. 7 others who sustained minor injuries were sent to Roxburgh Medical Centre. State Highway 8 at Roxburgh will be shut while emergency services are working at the scene. A young Queenstown couple are speaking up over the lack of affordable housing in the resort town. Shayna Howlett and Case Johnston say their rent is excessive for a small 1-bedroom cabin. Mina Amso visited the couple at home.
Queenstown resident Shayna Hallett visits the local Happiness Op shop nearly every day, mainly to shop and chat.
I love it.
I love this place.
On Fridays, she takes a much-needed food parcel home, and she's grateful. She sees if it wasn't for Happiness House, she wouldn't know what to do.
They support you in not just only financial hardship, but they give you food as well for free, which is awesome. We love it. We always get free fruit, free veggies. Makes a huge difference. They're amazing.
Hallett is unemployed and lives with her boyfriend Casey, who works for a Wanaka civil construction company.
Me and my partner are living at the moment in a tiny cabin, and it's costing us more than it should.
They pay $355 a week for their one little bedroom cabin.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely and utterly ridiculous.
So the downstairs is the bedroom and the bathroom, and then upstairs is the open living with the kitchen. Yeah.
How old is the house?
Very old. It was built back when the miners were here. So it's been renovated, but obviously, so we have to go outside and walk downstairs to get downstairs. There's no interior stairs in the house.
They're not living standard at all.
Hallett says the situation is taking its toll on her.
It's heartbreaking at points. It's struggling for us to try and do the right thing and try and live a normal life. We don't have those privileges, unfortunately, and it does emotionally wreck me, and I don't know how to handle it sometimes, but unfortunately we're stuck in a position where we have to deal with what we have, and I deal with it the best that I can, but it's not easy, that's for sure. It's not easy.
The couple are considering relocating to Cromwell.
Yeah, sadly.
Definitely.
Unfortunately. I can actually rent a 3-bedroom house for $375 a week. So that's, $20 more than what I'm paying for a 1-bedroom now. So, hey, that's something that we all need to look at. It's not justified, really isn't.
The couple say they are not alone. Their friends are also considering a move because of Queenstown's high cost of living. Mina Amso, The South Today.
Police and Landsar teams have completed another day of searching for a fisherman who was reported overdue on Sunday. The missing man, 29-year-old Shan Norton McLaughlin, hasn't been found. A team of 14 police and Landsar teams from Tokanui and Owaka are involved in the search along the Slope Point coastline. They're supported by amateur radio emergency communications in Invercargill. Over the next 12 hours or so, police will consider their next steps. A decision will be made tomorrow on the future of the search. Well, schools in the Otago region are about to receive a $5 million investment from the government. That's in addition to the $19 million provided already by this year's budget. The extra $5 million will be invested in schools in Cromwell and Queenstown. Mina Amso has more.
Queenstown's Shotover Primary School is due to receive $2 million for 4 new classrooms, while Goldfield School and Cromwell Primary School are set to welcome $1 million and $2 million respectively. Education Minister Nikki Kaye says the first round of school infrastructure investment for the 3 schools is on top of last month's investment in the budget to fund Wanaka's new school and 6 new classrooms. Kaye says these schools have grown in recent years, and this investment will provide space to accommodate both current and future growth. The ministry says the investment in southern schools is part of a budget, $456.5 million. The funding goes to education infrastructure and related operational costs. Associate Minister of Education Tim McIndoe says Budget 2016 invested close to $29 million in school infrastructure in the Otago and Southland regions, including around $25 million for the relocation of Wakatupu High School and over $3.5 million for 10 new classrooms at 5 schools. The national government also pumped up to $11 million in the redevelopment of Arrowtown Primary School in June last year, and says further announcements will be made about investments in school property under Budget 2017 in the coming weeks. Mina Amso, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, a timely reminder from Southland Police to motorists after another slippery morning on the roads. And later it all comes down to one game So are the Southern Steel ready for tonight's big netball final?
For all your news from the Southern Regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
How about these? Stretch moleskins by Lee Ryder. 7 colours, 2 leg lengths, very comfortable, warm, extremely durable and only $79.90.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
We need your help to secure the future of Dunedin Hospital. The Dunedin City Council is leading the community's call to redevelop Dunedin Hospital as a top-flight teaching hospital right in the city centre. Have you sent your SOS? Add your voice to the thousands demanding central government commit to the health and well-being of the whole southern region. Go to dunedinhospitalsos.nz and fill out your form, or head to a library near you to fill out a paper copy. dunedinhospitalsos.nz.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Silverhorn Active Manuka Honey from the natural Manuka forests of New Zealand. Buy 1 250-gram pot for $34.90 and get a second pot for half price. Order online at silverhorn.co.nz.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street. Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garrador.
Mosgiel residents are calling for safety improvements at an intersection where motorists crash weekly. Sergeant Kevin Davidson says the intersection of Church and Wycliffe Streets is a problem. Motorists are failing to stop in both directions at the stop signs in Church Street. Davidson says it feels like crashes have been happening weekly since Countdown Mosgiel opened in Gordon Road in February. The Dunedin City Council says it's preparing to improve road markings at the intersection before the end of July. Well, police are urging drivers to be cautious this winter following a car crash in Invercargill this morning. A car was stuck in a ditch on the side of the road in the suburb of Otatura. Police say the driver lost control after sliding on ice. They say no one was injured, but it serves as a reminder for drivers to take extra care on the road, especially after an overnight frost. Well, after the break on the South Today, we find out what the university's latest initiative is for making student flats healthier. And another fine day for the South tomorrow, but it all changes heading into the weekend. Details coming up in our regional weather wrap.
How about these? Stretch moleskins by Lee Ryder. 7 colours, 2 leg lengths, very comfortable, warm, extremely durable and only $79.90.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
University of Otago, usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week is the week before exams.
Hey, Tane. Not now, man. I'm panicking. Come on, mate. I know just what you need. In here? No. Is this it? No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey, Tane. Fancy a little cuddle?
Loss of collagen is the reason for those fine lines and wrinkles. Silberhorn's Collagen Plus naturally supports your collagen levels, giving you younger, firmer-looking skin, healthier, shinier hair and stronger nails. Joints, tendons, ligaments and cartilage all benefit from healthy collagen levels, the very foundation of structural health. Support collagen levels naturally with Collagen Plus by Silberhorn. Be quick, buy one now and get a second pack half price. Call now 0800 502 402.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Autumn is here. Too late to sow grassy, but never fear. Ready Lawn is here. Ready Lawn, your perfect all-year-round solution. Call Ready Lawn today.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoai Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Well, bowel cancer is a disease that can affect all New Zealanders. It affects men and women equally, but the rates of bowel cancer definitely do increase as you get older. So most bowel cancer occurs in people who are over 50 years of age. 10% of bowel cancer happens in younger people, and unfortunately the numbers of younger people are increasing who've been affected by bowel cancer. But the people who are at most at risk are people in their 50s, 60s, 70s and 80s.
Most women wouldn't think that they're at risk of bowel cancer, but actually they're as at risk of bowel cancer as they are of breast cancer. And most men wouldn't think of bowel cancer, but actually they're at as much risk of bowel cancer as they are of prostate cancer. It's a major killer in New Zealand, and it's one that tragically, for 1,200 New Zealanders who die of this each year, is just repeatedly ignored.
Channel 39 brings you a series of 45-minute documentaries looking at the future and the past. Wednesday nights at 7:30, repeating Friday nights at 8:30, only on Channel 39.
Welcome back. Southern Steel and Central Pulse captains and coaches checked out the ANZ Premiership Trophy yesterday in Invercargill. Both teams are hoping to get their hands on that trophy after the grand final tonight. Southern Steel captain Wendy Frew and Central Pulse's Katrina Grant sized each other up prior to tonight's final match. Both captains say the crowd are in for a good game.
Feeling really excited. It's such a great opportunity to play a final in front of our loyal fans and at home, so the girls are really pumped, we're excited, and I guess there's a few nerves at the same time.
We expect to do well in the final, obviously. We're coming down here to win. We want that trophy, just laid eyes on it properly now. It looks darn good, and I think the Pulse girls will suit it. And we're just pumped. We just want to get going and start playing.
The Steel had a major setback 2 weeks ago after a van with 6 players rolled onto its side in Christchurch. But Wendy Frew says the team is recovered and is now back in action. The game starts at 7:40 tonight at ILT Stadium. There are hopes a new University Students' Association scheme for measuring moisture levels in houses will compel landlords to take better care of their flats and their tenants. As reporter Roselle LeBone found out this week, at least one flat in the student quarter is damp to the point of being a health hazard.
Rotten wood, wall mushrooms, And of course, black mould.
All the windowsills completely covered in mould. Then we have water pooling on the windowsills some mornings.
Is there any room in the house that hasn't been affected by mould?
I believe we've found mould in every room.
In here, how many days worth is this?
Just like from when Cherokee woke up this morning at about 9 o'clock.
Some of the dampest, coldest flats in Dunedin can be found right here in the student quarter. And tenants say it's starting to cost them their health.
Like a bit of a battle to stay warm because we'll have our heaters on an hour of power and the heat, once we turn it off, will be gone within like 10 minutes.
So the dampness.
And it's just easier for me, like I just generally stay at the library until it closes at 11 o'clock at night because it's just too cold to be studying in my room.
I've been sick probably a bit more than usual, definitely noticeable. There's kind of just a background cough that kind of isn't fully going away.
I have quite bad asthma and I was just coughing all the time at night.
The University of Otago Students Association is offering part of a solution. Its student support service is offering to make maps of the dampest flats in Dunedin using a moisture measuring device called a hygrometer. While we waited, the hygrometer crept up and up.
75% of the moisture that it's possible for the air to hold.
What would you expect to be seeing?
World Health Organisation suggests that room humidity should be between 40 and 60%.
The property has an overseas owner and is managed by Cutler's Realty.
We've been told that Cutlers are just the property managers and the actual owner of the property doesn't really want to spend any money on the place. So it's a bit like Cutlers will try and contact them to get something done and then they say, oh, we haven't really had a response, so just nothing happens.
Matt Cutler told The South Today the property was last inspected on the 12th of May with the tenants present. The wood surround of the shower was rotting from moisture damage. But this is the first I've heard of any of the tenants being sick or any moisture issues throughout the house. I contacted the tenants last week to say I'll be back with a builder on Wednesday to look at reframing the surround of the shower. Now that I know about the moisture issues, I'll be looking at that too. OUSA says it's the landlord's responsibility to ensure the house is at a livable standard.
The dampness and mould is a dual effort between the tenants and the landlords. So the landlords have to provide a rental property in a clean and tidy condition, and that includes factors that contribute to dampness.
Roselle Lebone, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. The global impact of changes to the Ross Ice Shelf is just one item on the agenda at the New Zealand Antarctic Science Conference here this week. A young Queenstown couple say they may be forced to move to Cromwell as rents in the resort town are too high for their one-wage household. And the government has announced millions of dollars in additional funding for primary schools in the Central Otago and Southland regions. Time now for a look at what's happening in the Otago Daily Times tomorrow. Barry Stewart, good evening.
Hello, Callum. We can't keep sport off the front pages. The Lions, the All Black match, America's Cup, of course, and now we have the Steel going for 16 out of 16. So we've got our reporter down there, very, very excited about the prospect, so looking forward for a good result. So we'll have that tomorrow. Also, 1 dead, 10 injured in a 2-vehicle crash near Roxburgh this afternoon, so we have details on that. A child has been rescued after falling 20 metres down a bank off a cliff, near Wanaka. So we'll have that story tomorrow. The classroom story you've just mentioned, new classrooms for Central Otago and Queenstown to cope with the ever-expanding roles. And of course we have the All Black team named tomorrow morning, which will be in the paper. So discussion on who replaces Ben Smith and the like. So we'll see what happens there.
That's right, it'll be an interesting talking point. Thanks, Barry.
All right, thank you.
Tomorrow's ODT. All right, time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silverhorn Sportsville.
And starting with today's Southern View, taken of the Farmers Building in Dunedin, and also of kids playing with a ball in Queenstown today. Looking at the situation, a mostly fine day for tomorrow, but some showers are on the way for Friday and Saturday. A cool southwest change is expected with the front moving pass. There's more unsettled weather on the way for the weekend as well. To the southern outlook, and at Balclutha tomorrow, light winds and 9, also 9 for the Catlins and Gore with just some cloud. Lumsden gets to 10 tomorrow. To the central outlook, and Alexandra has a fine day and gets to double figures, just 10 the high. Queenstown and Wanaka get to 8, Tiano some cloud and a high of 9. To the northern towns, Oamaru tomorrow some cloud and 9, Omarama has a fine day and 8, 9 for Timaru with light winds, and Twizel a high of 8 tomorrow. For Dunedin tonight, another fine cold night, and we get to 0 overnight. Tomorrow, a mixture of sunny periods with some cloud, a light northeast wind. Tomorrow's high 9 and the low 4. Into Friday, high cloud increases, nor'easter freshens, showers later in the day, a high of 8 for Friday. And down at Invercargill, another frosty night there tonight with a low of -1. So fine tomorrow, sunny and cool, light winds. Invercargill's high tomorrow 10. And for Friday, high cloud increases, a moderate northerly. Friday's high is 12. And that's our bulletin for this Wednesday. Make sure you follow us online, Facebook, YouTube and Twitter for the latest Southern Region news. And from the South Today team, have a good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.